In Nigeria, anything is possible. In a government agency, somebody was accused of stealing some money, and they said that it was actually some rats that ate the money. And we also have a case of a minister that just resigned recently on allegation of falsifying his university degree. So anything is possible in Nigeria. Now, something weird is happening, something you can consider equally weird is happening, just happened recently. So I'll talk about it after this time out. The son of the Nigerian president just celebrated his 40th birthday. And I don't really know how the birthday celebrations went, but there was something in the news that caught my attention that I want to talk about. Yes, it was said that some friends of his decided to donate 1 million Bibles to commemorate his birthday. Some friends of his decided to donate 1 million Bibles. Well, which is very good. If you're a Christian, you will want people to evangelize in any way that they can. So now I want to just unpack some things. First of all, for those that don't know, Nigeria, we're a very, very spiritual country. We are very, very spiritual. But when you look at the index, when you compare that to how Nigerians are faring financially, it's kind of contradictory. So I just want to unpack something now. Okay, we have the president's son celebrating having his 40th birthday celebration, which is something good, which is something commendable. I mean, if you are 40 and you feel people want to congratulate you, it's a good thing to do. But now, some friends of his decided to celebrate it in a very peculiar way by donating 1 million Bibles. Okay, now we have a former president that actually went to the university to study theology. So you can understand how we roll in this part of this world. We are very religious. We love being involved in religious activities. So it's not a big deal. There's even a popular celebrity. She's a musician. Her name is Tiwa Savage. When she newly came in, she was in the UK and America before she came into the Nigeria scene, and she's doing quite well. When she newly came into the scene, sometimes when you interview her, you ask her questions, she now calls the name of Jesus, so you expect that, okay, if someone is doing that, the person should behave in a particular way. I'm not in any way judging her, but, when someone calls the name of Jesus, there's a way you expect them to behave. Or, someone is an adherent of another religion, there's a way you expect them to behave. But from what's been happening so far, nothing about her lifestyle can really point to the fact that she really believes in what she says. But to be fair to her, in recent times when they interview her, she doesn't talk about Jesus anymore. So at least she's being true to herself. It's always good for us to be true to ourselves. So there's no big deal. For example, like the president's son says his friends want to celebrate. No thing. But there's something about, instead of giving out 1 million Bibles, I think there's something that they can do. Something I think it will be better. Instead of looking for people to give 1 million Bibles, they could just share just 1,000 Bibles. Share it. Take it to the INEC office. INEC is the highest regulatory body for our elections. People in INEC, they need to be preached to. They need evangelism, seriously, because
it is in that spirit that we invited stakeholders from across the spectrum, political parties, civil societies, electoral experts, security agencies, and media experts, academia, and ordinary citizens to contribute meaningfully to this reform of our electoral legal framework.
If you see the state of the Nigerian elections, what's going on, and it's been for a while. Anytime we have elections, we hear stories of irregularities, we hear stories of bribery, we hear stories of violence. So sometimes you're not even sure about the processes that brought a president to power. Many presidents in Nigeria, they've had questionable, people have been asking them questions. For example, in the 2023 elections, if you ask quite a number of people, maybe they will say that the person that is president today is not supposed to be president, or they will say their candidate was supposed to win. Well, I didn't really follow the elections closely, so I can't really talk about it, but I would advise the president's son now, or the friends of the president's son that want to share Bible, that want to give out 1 million Bible, don't even give out 1 million. Just take 1,000 Bibles and take it to the INEC quarters and give it to the employees. They really need to read the Bible so that they understand how a decent person should behave. A decent person, whether Christian or Muslim, at least the Bible has tenets for justice, how people should behave. You see, in the Old Testament, when God was talking to Ezekiel and all those prophets, he tells them about he used to talk about he'll be angry with the Israelites. He'll talk about how the Israelites are not serving him. Then the next thing he'll talk about how there's injustice, how people are made unalive in those societies, how widows and how orphans are not treated well. So I think the first people that need the evangelism, yes, if the president's son is interested in evangelizing or his friend, the first set of people that really need this evangelism is people in INEC office. Yes, because people are agitating for electoral reforms in Nigeria because the history of our elections have not been anything to write home about. So now you have people agitating for electoral reforms, and they're agitating because previous elections, most of the time, you always have allegations of all manner of things like violence, like cheating, like falsifying of results. So I think the people that will benefit from that evangelism the most are people in the INEC offices, not only in the national headquarters, also in the state headquarters, because there have also been cases of irregularity in elections, in state elections, in virtually all the elections. So please, friends of Seyi Tinubu, please don't even bother buying 1 million Bibles, a waste of your money. Just take 1,000 Bibles, take it to the INEC office. 1,000, take it to INEC office in Abuja. Then you can also buy some extra for those other INEC offices so that they will do what they are supposed to do. Because if they did what they were supposed to do during all the previous elections, people will not be agitating for electoral reforms. People will not be feeling aggrieved, because there are some people in the last election, 2023 presidential elections, they went under the sun. Some people, I know people that went out, they stood all day. In fact, I had some of my neighbors that they went out, they didn't come on time. I knew some people online that because of that, they sacrificed. Some people waited for the votes to be counted. And at the end of the day, quite a number of people are saying what the result that they are seeing is not what was expected. So please, I'm begging the president's son to tell his friends they should not waste their money and spend buy 1 million Bibles to share to anybody. The real evangelism should happen at that INEC office, so that when the next elections come, 2027, we'll be sure of the results. We'll be sure that they've not the usual things that they are always accused of, that the usual things do not happen. Or what do you think? Or what do you think that they should bother with spending, buying 1 million Bibles to give to anybody? I don't think so. That's a waste of money. They should just stop at the INEC office and do what they're supposed to do. And while they give the Bibles, let them also preach. I think they also need to listen to sound sermons, sound sermons that will tell them about the way they should behave. Because I don't think if they've been listening to sound sermons, I don't think they'll be behaving the way that they've been behaving. So